God keeping us out. Us not going in has nothing to do with God keeping us out. The reason they didn't go in is because they liked the wilderness more than they liked the promises. Why in the world would they want to go in and have to start working in a land and taking control? The Bible says, I'm going to put you in a land that ceaseth not. It floweth milk and honey. Man, look at the fruit trees. You want grapes? Watch this. Watch this. Go look at what I have told you was there. And so 12 guys go look. 2 of them come back, or 10 of them, 12 of them come back. 2 of them's got something on a stick. They're holding between them. I used to live in California, and I've repented of this. Just want you to know. Every now and then I just think a good grape sounds good, and I don't recommend this because most of them don't taste as good as they taste at Walmart when you just take one at Walmart. But I'd pick a cluster of grapes, or I'd go, taste a few and make sure they're sweet, and then I'd buy a cluster of grapes. But I ain't never had to turn to somebody and say, hey, Bo, help me with this cluster of grapes, please. But when they went to the promised land, they picked up a cluster of grapes, and it took 2 men. Now, I don't know. I don't know what happened to those grapes. I don't know why when they brought them back that all of Israel didn't see that cluster of grapes and say, my Lord, if the grapes are that big, can you imagine what the land of milk and honey looks like? But it's okay because we've got a cluster of grapes. Let's be happy with that. We didn't have to go get it. It come to us. Kind of how we have church. Send it on down, send it on down. Okay, you got on your soapbox. I'm going to get on my soapbox here in a minute. Send it on down, send it on down. I hate that song. I hate that song with a passion. I hate anything that we say, please come down. Because if there's anything up there that's coming down, we have a problem because there's more than one God. Or more than one gospel, or more than one salvation, because everything that heaven has been dispatched into the world. I know you don't believe that as much as I do. In the fullness and the likeness of the man Christ, and Christ is in me. So if anything else is coming down, we got problems. What we ought to be focusing on is how do we get something. We know that God is able. We know that God is able. We know God is able. Anybody know God is able? I like the next part. To do exceeding abundantly. Above all I can ask or think. Isn't that powerful? How many believes that God is able to do exceeding abundantly above all you can ask or think? How many really believe that today? How many's ever seen that today? Now, I'm going to close my eyes and help you here. How many has seen God do above and beyond all you could ask or think? I'm not even going to look because I don't think you're telling me the truth. You may have seen God do some great things, but nobody's ever seen God do all you could ask or think. Hang with me. According to the power God said, I can do anything. If you think it or you ask it, I can do it according to my will. But I can do it. What I can't do it without you. And if it's not happening, you got to go find out why it's not happening. Because it's supposed to happen. I'm supposed to move into this place today and do exceeding abundantly above all you think or ask according to the power that you release from. I have hearing aids I'm supposed to be wearing. Maybe I need to put them in so I can hear the thunderous applause of the light of revelation falling in this place. We allow church people, and here's what we do. We say, don't do this, okay? But we say, let's all stand, and everybody stands. And we say, let's all clap our hands, and everybody claps our hands. And so we got one guy up here telling everybody else what to do. And we say, let's all pray, and let's all sit down, and let's all give, and let's all. And so we start gearing our thinking. We start preparing our new converts for a life of living for God, of being told what to do and when to do it and how to do it. This is where I always get in trouble. Somewhere, somebody's going to figure this out. And instead of telling God's people, let's all stand, let's all worship, let's all pray, somewhere there's going to be a divine transition where we start saying, okay, y'all need to sit down. Put your money in your pocket. We have enough. Oh, no, that's never going to happen. Well, it did in the Old Testament. Because when you get people with the right heart that we are willing to do the will of God, it will always supersede the need that is present. Back to Granny. So there's a verse in Old Testament or New Testament, Paul said, for God shall supply. Is there an unopened bottle of water? I don't know which one of these are mine, but I need a bottle of water, and I need you know what, I have some money. Come help me, please. So I'm just going to give you that because I don't know how much I spent on the way down here. For God shall supply all your needs according to his riches and glory. So we allow ourselves to think of this as God supplies needs. God answers your issues, your problems. When you notify him, when you tell him, because he's evidently a bad father that he doesn't know where his kids are, and he doesn't know what their needs are, and he doesn't know if they're in trouble or not. He has to be informed that you have a need. That's not what Paul said. Go back and look at it. For God shall supply all your according to. You cannot jump to according to his riches and glory if you read it correctly. For God shall supply all your needs according to his riches and glory. So, our perception of a need is, oh God, do you not see? God, I woke up this morning and the utility company notified me that in 7 hours my utilities is going to be cut off. We hit the panic button and we go running to God with a need. That's not what that means if you really look at it. It means that before you have a need, here's what God does. Just count through that for me. Well, you're a slow God. So there's 431 U.S. American dollars there, right? So you're God, and in your God bank, you have $431. So before you ever let a need, according to Paul, ever let a need come to me, you check that out first before you ever allow a need to become present in my life. Because the needs are only predicated upon your ability to supply the answer, not the need. I don't know if you, it must be so good that it's just blowing your mind. Hey, we're going to switch here. Okay, here's what I'm going to do to you. I'm going to give you a $300 need. And I just want you to know that when you have that $300 need, that I already have allocated in my bank account $300. So when you get to that need, you do not have to ask me for $300, because I shall supply all your needs according to my riches and glory. So you just turn around and keep walking. Just walk. And anything that you have need of, when you have need of it, somebody get my money because I can't afford to lose any. Whenever you have a need, all you need to do is say, boom, here it is, and God just slips it in your hands. And you never have to stop. You never have to beg. You never have to plead. You never have to say, oh, God, I'm in this place, God. I love what he said. You don't have to scream at God to get his attention. Okay, I got to hurry because I said I was. He shall supply all you need according to his riches and glory. So God looks at Israel and says, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set you up I'm going to bring you up, bring you out, and bring you in. The purpose of getting you out is to get you in. I do not want you dying in the wilderness. I want you to go to the promised land. And so they get out. And I think personally they get so intoxicated, so engrossed in the journey and the provisions of the journey that they forget that they were supposed to go in. Folks, this is not all God's got for the church. I'm sorry, but this is not the utopia. This is not the final. This is just a place, a land between of where you've come out and where we're going. I kind of feel like the Revelator when you get to talking about heaven. It's easier to say what's not there than it is to describe what is there. Because what is there, men cannot wrap their heads around. Heaven is so gloriously unbelievable that you have to tell people, okay, here's the only way you can fathom what heaven is. That it's no death, no dying. It's no tears, no pain, no sorrow, no parting. There's no sun, because the other sun has become that kind of sun. And so he's just trying to say, do not get so intoxicated on where you're at that you have no desire to go what I've got for you, because what I've got for you is going to be greater than any place. Come on, come with me. Come on, take a journey. Come on, come in the promised land. Don't stop here. But that's not what they did, and I cannot spend much time here, but that's not what they did. I read one commentary where it says when they come to the bitter waters of Marah, commentary or professor brought this. I don't know. Anyway, I heard this. Don't know if it's true or not, but it makes sense to me, so I'll share it with you, and you determine the truth or not. That when they got to the bitter waters of Marah, that there was a film on top of that water. That water had something in it. That the few that got it first took a drink, and it caused dysentery. Yeah. And so they got so sick that they got mad at Moses. And for the first time, they pointed a finger at Moses. You brought us out here to die. You're ignorant, boy. You don't know how to get us out. What are you doing bringing us to bitter water? And so instead of drinking the bitter water, everybody, they abort the bitter and jump to the sweet. And the problem I can prove from Exodus to when whoever finally got in the promised land is appetite. So I looked up appetite, and I don't mean this bad, but there's a whole lot smarter people in the world than me, but thank God for Google. So I looked up appetite, and I started reading appetite. Where does it come from? Where does it stem from? How do you have an appetite? What do you desire? How do you taste? How do you create desire? And I found out that the only way you can lust for something or desire for something is have to have tasted it before. You know why our young people don't desire what our elders desired? You know why our young